Liz Grow, and today I have a very, very, very special person joining the conversation with me, Miss Martha Velez. She is the queen of Oak Cliff Cultivators and has just inspired me for a few years now. So I'm thrilled to have you on, Martha. And how's your day going? What's going on?
It's going great. Yeah. So we're here in Dallas, Texas, where we're from, and our Oak Cliff cultivators is kind of centralized. And it's kind of a really cold day in February, and the kids are home. So it's been a good day so far.
I love it. Yeah, it's a snow day in Dallas, yeah?
It is. It is. They canceled school. The kids have been here, but they're doing great.
Nice, nice. Yeah, they canceled school here too, so we've had to been having to sneak outside to get smokes.
And look, I came prepared.
Hey, nice. Yeah, I too am going, undercover inside the house. Oh man. So Martha, let's back up a little bit and why don't we talk a little bit about how we met and how we even just came to be Texas cannabis advocates together.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time Patrick and I reached out to you and Eddie?
Yes, for sure. We were, just starting, really breaking ground on our farm. What was that? Spring of 2020, I think.
Spring of 2020, yeah.
Yeah, we were just so surprised when you reached out to us, when you guys reached out, and we were thinking, man, how did they hear about us? But when y'all came out, it was so exciting to have you guys come to the farm and all the hard work we had done as a family.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just so exciting to us, for us as well, to be able to, witness what you and your family are undertaking. I mean, so for context, it was the very first Texas hemp harvest in 80 years, and Martha and her husband Eddie decided that they were going to become hemp farmers, and they were going to grow medicine for Texas. And so through the process of filming for Big Texas Hemp, our docuseries, Eddie and Martha's name just kept coming up. And that's how we heard of you guys, honestly. It's just, asking around, who do you know is growing hemp? Do you know any farmers who are, really special? I mean, in our opinion, every farmer is special, but every person I talked to said Eddie Velez.
Yes.
Every person said you had to talk to Eddie Velez. He's very special. And
yeah. And if you met Eddie, he can talk to anyone and everyone. He is such a social butterfly.
Totally. So while he was super, just super gung ho and on board and just so kind and gave us tons of access, you were kind of in the background a little bit in the beginning. Yes. Right? Getting the business up and running and, talk to me a little bit about how you made that transition into hemp.
For sure. So kind of a backstory for us, Eddie and I'm going to be, I think what makes me a little different in the people that I've met in this wonderful industry is I came to cannabis really late. In the sense that before we became hemp farmers, I was actually an administrator of an elementary school. I used to be an assistant principal, and I was in education for 16 years. And I grew up in an environment where cannabis was not okay. It was a big stigma. I grew up in a home where I had family members incarcerated for cannabis. Alcohol was an issue, so it was all of these things.
Right.
And cannabis was a bad thing. You didn't do it, you didn't touch it, you didn't get around it. And I grew up with that. And I preached it in school, to my students. I did all of those things that we think are okay because we don't know better, because we're stigmatized.
That's right. The DARE program. You truly feel like you're keeping your students safe.
Exactly. And it's just fear and misunderstanding, misinformation. Right. So that's kind of where I started. And then when I turned 39, something happened. I went into what I learned later was perimenopause. So I went into menopause very young. And I started dealing with lots of side effects to that. I started having these chronic migraines I've never had in my life. I've never had a migraine before.
Wow.
I started dealing with all kinds of other side effects because of it. And my doctors were telling me that I needed to do like hormone replacements and all kinds of other things. And I said, I'm 39. I don't want to be taking all of these prescription medications. And so kind of Eddie actually has always been passionate about the plant. And I remember, it's funny now that I'm talking to you, I don't even know if Eddie and I have ever talked about this since, but I was, when we first were married, I'm like, we're not doing that. That's not going to be in our house. We're not, I was completely adamantly against it.
Wow.
But
How old
when
were you when you guys first got married? I mean, I know a lot of your backstory because we spent a lot of time together.
we did, yeah.
But for people who don't know, how old were you two when
so
you
Eddie and I
met and then
actually
got married?
dated in high school for a summer. So we were like kind of had that little summer high school romance, separated, spent 11 years apart in the same circle, same neighborhood, ran into each other here and there. And then at 26, I ran into him at a Starbucks and I sat down at his table and just kind of caught up to him, what's been going on. He had gone to the military, this and that. And we just cut up. 7 months later, we were engaged and then married right after. So we got married at 28. So we're now about 13 years in. It's been great. It's been a fabulous journey. But yeah, like I said, he was working for the federal government. I was in education. It was like this was not going to be part of our lives. Then I go into perimenopause, and Eddie actually suggested CBD just started hitting the market in Texas. This is 2018, like 2017, 2018.
Oh, wow. So you started going
CBD.
into perimenopause before you even started growing hemp?
Exactly.
Oh my God. I didn't know
And you know
that.
what, though? It was for a reason. There was a purpose behind it, I think. Because when I started going through this, in about 2018, Eddie took me into my first CBD store in Austin. And I talked to the owner there. Her name was Lisa. And Lisa was like, hey, do you know a lot about cannabis? What do you know about it? And we kind of sat and talked on her couch, and she sent me home with a tincture oil that I started. And then that pushed me to kind of research myself. I started researching cannabinoids. I started looking into cannabis and the health and wellness side of it. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm about 3 to 4 years in, and I have yet to have another migraine. I'm still going through perimenopause for sure. It doesn't take everything away, but it's interesting to see my testimony in the sense that, like even in my hormone levels and things that after, as I go through my annual visits, they're not perfect, but my hormone levels are changing. I think it's because of so many benefits of cannabis, right? It's all of the lowering my stress hormone, allowing me to sleep better. It's so many great things. And through that journey, I've learned so much. But this is 2018. I'm learning about it. I'm starting CBD for the first time. I'm kind of learning about this plant and having to break down all of those barriers that were put up in front of me as a child.
Oof.
And then 2019 comes, and Eddie's following the Farm Bill. He knows some of the lobbyists that are working on it. He's telling me about it. And I'm already adherent to using this tea, and my life is changing because of it. And I'm finding what a wonderful resource it is. So then he's like, hey, I got this crazy idea. You want to like quit our jobs, quit our retirement, and start a hemp farm? And
Why not?
you know what? Let's do it. Maybe it was cannabis. I don't know, but I remember thinking life is short, man. We need to do this now. If we're going to do something, let's do it while we're young. Let's enjoy it. We'll have time to rebuild if we need to. Let's take this adventure together. And so we pulled it. We both quit our jobs. We both pulled our retirement out, and we started Oak Cliff Cultivators.
Oh my God. That's just it's that story never gets old. It's so inspirational. How the two of you just completely went. I mean, you cannonballed into cannabis. There was no toe in the water.
No, we were all in it. And it's funny, when we first started, we thought cultivation was going to be the only thing we do. Our focus was to grow a great product. We wanted a boutique, small hemp farm where we could really grow some craft flower. We wanted to focus on the quality of the flower. And we thought that's all we would do.
Right.
And then realized that we were really enjoying even the retail side of it, being in front of people, attending events. And I was always, like you were saying, I was kind of in that background supporting Eddie, just kind of running some of the stuff on the sidelines. And when we started to hit that retail side of it and going to these events, I found that I was just passionate in educating and talking to people. I enjoyed it. I love telling my story to everybody. I love asking them questions. And I really love talking to people who are like me that maybe grew up with the stigma, who aren't
Yes.
willing to open or listen, and really bringing them into it and having them tell them it's okay. It's okay, especially if you're a woman. It's okay. It's okay to smoke when you need it. Your kids have been driving you crazy all day, and you need to
Yeah.
get a break. You know, it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Nothing wrong with
absolutely. I mean,
it.
I love this. I love this. I love this because we hear stories like this a lot. You know, if you're in cannabis, it is life changing.
It is.
But very rarely, or I haven't really met a school administrator yet who was actively teaching supporting prohibition, of course.
Yes.
Thinking that you're keeping your kids safe. But then you did a complete 180. So I bet that piece of the story really, it just gives credibility to people who are fearful, I think.
Yes, yeah, it's true. So one of my favorite memories of that is we did a small pop-up here in Dallas. We rented a space for a weekend, and I invited all of my friends who are now administrators, teachers, district people, and they came over and we literally closed the door after, everything was over. And I said, look, let me show y'all, let me talk to y'all about this plant, and let me tell you what benefits it provides.
Oh my
Because
gosh.
I told them, like, this, I know what you guys are thinking. I know what you grew up with. I know what we've been preaching. But,
Yeah.
you also have to understand it's from fear. It's from misinformation. It's from people putting the blinders on us because they're afraid of this plant. That is, like, in reality, it is something that we all need in
Yes.
some way or some form, just to empower ourselves in, creating this health and wellness that we need, especially as we're aging. We need it more than ever.
Absolutely, absolutely. I find it so ironic that, certainly the population that's most fearful of it was the population, or is the generation, my mom's generation. They're, very, very fearful of it, and they follow the rules, and they've always followed the
Yes.
rules, but they're getting older and they're having more aches and pains. And it's like, do I have to ghost dose you, mom? Okay. To get you to fully wrap your head around the fact that this is a plant put on this earth for human beings. Like,
Yes,
period. And
yes,
especially our aging bodies need it.
yes,
So I will ghost
exactly.
dose her. I will.
I told my mom, that's why I'm laughing. I had the same conversation. I'm like, I'm gonna just drop something in your drink. I have oil, well, just put it in there. You need this. And now she's one of, she'll call me all the time. I need more, we have a salve. I need more of the salve. I need more of the tincture. I still can't get her to smoke it, but we're working on it.
You know what? That's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay. At least she's,
yeah.
getting it in her body, getting it on her body.
Exactly.
I'm sure she eats. I'm sure she does edibles. Does she?
She's loving our gummies. Oh my gosh, she swears by the gummies, and she loves our tincture as well, and then the salve. Those are her three favorite items. And in reality, when we created those, it was my mom and Eddie's mom that I was thinking about. They
Nailed
need
it.
this. They need this. Eddie's mom has arthritis in his knees, and so when we were creating our salve, I'm like, I need you to try this. And now she loves it. She's like, "Hey, I need my salve."
Oh, I love
So
that. That's
it's,
so beautiful.
yeah, and you know what? And I know Eddie's mom, Eddie's story, and how his father was incarcerated for marijuana, and
Mhm.
so it really rocked his mom's world. Now she's a single mom raising two kids.
Yeah.
And she and I am blessed to have her as my mother-in-law. She's one of my best friends, and we've talked and talked about this. And I want to know, I tell you, when we came into the business, she was the lady we had to talk to. We wanted her to be on board with it, and I know that she had personal negative experiences with it. So it
Yeah.
was, and I think that the trust and faith she had in me and in her son is what opened her eyes. She was willing to listen. She knew that, I was that square and rule follower, and I'm
Right.
here now preaching to her and teaching her, like, this is not something you need to be afraid of. And
Yeah.
came at it through the cannabinoids and the terpenes and the endocannabinoid system, and kind of taught her all that. And then she's like, okay, I'll try it, and now she's there. You see her on the farm. She's helping us trim, and
Oh
she's
my
full
gosh.
force into it. Both of our moms are.
That's just so incredible. I mean, it really is a family business from
It
like
really is.
beginning to end.
Yes.
How are the
Beginning
kids?
They are doing great. I was just going to say they're doing wonderful. They're ready to get back out on the farm. Like you said, we have from our kids up to the grandmas out there. My
Yeah.
kids are growing in a different world. They don't have the stigma. They don't understand it. For them, they just had Red Ribbon Week not too long ago, and I remember Esme's like, "Mommy, I think I need to wear my Oak Cliff shirt. I don't know why people are saying that this is
Are
I
you
need to
kidding
teach them
me?
about hemp." And she's a kindergartner,
Oh my
and
god.
she's like, "I'm gonna wear my Oak Cliff shirt to school."
Yeah. Oh my god.
And and I had to tell her, "Honey, you're gonna hear some negative things sometimes, but it's okay to say something. It's okay to say, no, mommy and daddy grow hemp, and here's why they grow it. We
Yeah.
talk to them about it. My kids are growing up in an environment where they see it as a plant that you can use to take back your health and wellness, and they know that it helps people. And my son the other day heard a story from someone who was sick and was dealing with epilepsy, and he's like, "Mommy, can you give him hemp?" And
Oh.
I'm like, yes, baby,
Yes.
it's actually something that it's proven to help. But yes, if I can share some information and things like that. But for them to see the plant in this way, I know that our future is brighter because of it.
It is. I am. You know me, Martha, and your story, the Oak Cliff Cultivators story, has been just such a part of our lives for a long time. Even more than you know, because we've got all the footage, and we're helping to tell the story. But tears come to my eyes when I think of Ethan and Esme in the grow. It's just it was the future.
It is the future. It is the future. And let me tell you, my daughter says she wants to take the company, and I said, let's do it, girl. You can have it. She's 6, and she's like, Mommy, when I grow up, can I be in charge of Oak Cliff Cultivators? I'm like, you sure can. You're a woman. You can do it. You can do it better than anybody else out there. So go for it.
That's right. Let's do this. This is your
football player, but we'll work on it.
So he's gonna need it. He's gonna need all the stuff.
We do talk about that. He does say that, Mommy, I'm using that.
Right? And it's a beautiful thing too, because now I think big brands are becoming more aware of the impact that CBD and hemp, cannabis, is having on people's lives. And now we're seeing it more in the mainstream, which is so exciting.
Yes. Eddie just posted today about the NFL adopting, I think, donating $1 million to research for it. It is. Thankfully, it's moving forward. And Eddie and I are so proud to be part of this, especially here in Texas, to be one of the first farmers out, first ones preaching it to everybody. We're super excited about that. We're super excited about being pioneers here in Texas, and we look forward to seeing Texas grow and being part of that.
That's absolutely, I mean, that's music to my ears, because that's absolutely why you guys are so good at what you do too. I just want you to know that. You know that when you serve the plant, it serves you. And you guys are hemp royalty in Texas. Okay, having swept like the first Taste of Texas Hemp Cup. Okay, and then this year winning for Most Ripe for your Sweet Hawaiian Haze.
Yes.
It's amazing, by the way. Great strain, just well done.
Yes.
So how does it feel to kind of be the big fish, the one everyone's watching?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest for myself. I think Eddie's the same. I think we're still suffering from this like imposter syndrome, where I think we feel like we're not as good as people say we are. Like, we still have a hard time with that. We jumped from a career where we were excelling, we were good at it, we enjoyed it, to something so new. And for me, new. Like, I was not part of the cannabis movement until I was 39. but it was so new. And so every day I wake up and people will say these nice words to us, and I'm like, really? Like, do I? And I'm not gonna lie, even coming on with you today, I was like, I'm nervous. What am I gonna offer here? But it's you, and I've always loved talking to you, so I knew this was easy for us. But at the same time, like, really, I kept telling Eddie, I can't believe, what story do I have? But at the same time, I do want people to know my testimony.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that somebody will hear it and it'll change for them.
Yes, your life is your story, and it's an incredible one, and I've been loving just following it for as long as I have, and I will continue to stalk you for the rest of your life. That's not creepy at all.
No, I'm stalking you back. It's mutual.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I want to hear about your project, your recent project that you posted about. I'm really excited about it because it's a topic we're all going to live through. The change.
It is. It's called The Change. And this was actually, so the way it kind of fell into my lap is just being part of an event. I want to say we were at the ATX Health and Wellness last spring. And I tell everybody my testimony. I tell anyone and everyone who's willing to listen. And through there, I was, someone was telling me about this docuseries called The Change, and it was being produced by Linda Gibbs out of Houston. And so I talked to my friend, her name is Eve, Nurse Eve. She is out of Houston, and she's a cannabis nurse. She's part of the MC Wellness group. Awesome. And she talked to me first, and I didn't realize at the time that she was the expert witness for this docuseries. And she asked if I would be willing to come and literally give my testimony on the docuseries, and I did. I said, yeah, I'd love to. And so I went down to Houston this past summer. I got to meet Miss Linda Gibbs, who is the owner of Gibbs Media and also the director of the film. And really her purpose and what she's trying to do through this docuseries is address and advocate for health alternative and treatment. And she's focusing on the mental, physical, and even the spiritual symptoms, and kind of using healthy alternatives and really trying to help women find empowerment in making the choices that's right for them and finding the alternatives that are right for them. So we got to film, and my testimony was on the cannabis side and how it helped me. So the first video that she recorded is going to be all on perimenopause. And talking to women about the change, which is just in the title, and it's mostly about the symptoms we feel, but it's also breaking down the stigma, really, even for, especially for me in the Hispanic culture, we don't talk about it. You don't talk about menopause. Like, it's not a conversation even now. Until I recorded that, I never even talked to my mom about it.
Wow.
And so it's one of those things where you're like, hey, Mom, where they want to film me, and she finally shared. It's just not talked about.
Wow. Why do you think that is? Why do you think there's such there are barriers even to women communicating with women about shit that we're all going to go through?
Yeah,
what is that?
Sex health in general. Sex health in general. I mean, just we don't talk about it. And I don't know if it's this we've learned as women to suffer in silence, and you just go with it. Just deal with it. You're a woman. Just deal with it.
Yeah.
It's what makes you strong is not complaining about it and just taking it. And that's something that I think as women in general we have dealt with. But then culturally, in the Mexican culture, you don't do that. You don't talk about it. You don't talk about sex. You don't talk about menopause. You don't talk about any of those things. You have to kind of just learn it as you go. And I decided I'm not going to do that, and so I have talked about it to everybody. I realized that because I was willing to talk about it, I found myself an alternative. I found myself a way to deal with it without having to go through all the pain of it.
At 39, I think too, it's like the age that women start going through the change. It should be in mid 50s, early 60s, right?
Right.
And so,
yes.
So I'm so, it sucks that you started at 39. However, I'm glad selfishly just because, you're too young for that. And then there's something in you that was like, no, screw this. I got to figure this out.
Right. Yeah. Like, what is wrong with me? I have 2 young children. I'm a wife. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter. I need to function. I need to be able to do things.
Yes.
And I think that's the big thing we think about when Eddie and I started Oak with Cultivators is we want people to understand that they don't have to suffer through things like anxiety or stress. You don't have to, in order for you to have a job, in order for you to go into these social settings, you might need cannabis to help you. It doesn't mean that you just gonna. I know when I talk to people, they talk about, well, you're baked the whole time, you can't function. I'm like, no, that's not what it is.
Yeah.
And so having to re-talk about that and cut down that misinformation, and we want to help people be able to function and have these positive experiences without being overly medicated, because I think that's the first thing we go to as a society is medication.
Absolutely. Like, so well said. Something you said really made me think about like getting in an argument, with my teen this morning. So I have a 16-year-old, and it's all good, but they get in those moods where you just don't know anything. Like,
yeah.
But yet you've lived so much life, and you're keeping them alive. So that all that aside, when you talk to people who are misinformed, undereducated, uneducated about cannabis, and they're just believing the negative stereotype, it's almost like arguing with a teen.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Let me just leave this blunt right here. Okay, I'm gonna go over there, and you see, you just test it out, man. That's really what I want to say to a lot of people in Texas.
Yes, and we do that sometimes too. And we see that, like I'll see people like, especially a wife. The husband comes over, he's asking questions, she's hesitant. Usually when he purchases, a lot of times I'll be like, hey, you know what? Try this pre-roll when you get home. Throw that into the wife. We need it too. Like it's okay. And I'll tell them, it's okay. It's fine. I'm a mom. I have 2 kids. I'm a great mom. And probably cannabis helps me be an even better mom.
100%. I mean, I would butcher it or be making it up if I were to quote a stat, but I am sure 100% of cannabis parents are better parents. I'm sorry. You get out of your head. You get out of your own way. You just chill the fuck out,
Exactly. Yeah.
I want to color too.
Yeah, there's so many times when the kids are like just driving me crazy all day. So instead of a glass of wine, I might go have a pre-roll on the porch and just enjoy that moment. I'm outside.
That's
something about the act of smoking it. It's just it relaxes. Almost like I tell people, it just feels like your shoulders drop. Your worries go away, and tomorrow you get to be this mom who kisses and hugs them, and all that grudge and all that upset that they made you, and the anger just goes away.
Yeah, you keep it moving. You keep it moving for sure. Okay, so before we sign off, I've got to ask you 3 questions that I ask of all of my guests.
Yeah.
Okay, so feel free to take a smoke if you'd like.
Thank you.
Because the first, as you think, the first question.
Okay.
Who's in your dream smoke circle? 3 people, dead or alive.
Oh, let's see. You know what? I want my mom in my dream circle.
Yeah. Yes.
I think she would share more that she doesn't share sometimes.
Yes.
But I think we could handle it well if we could.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure. I think my mom. It's funny. I actually heard your first podcast today, and I was like, I should think of these questions. I didn't, I didn't really think about it. So
they're hard, even if you pre-think of them. I was just telling one of my guests, like, every day mine changes. So,
yes.
But okay, so your mom first.
My mom would be one for sure. You know what? I think I'm going to surround myself with people who I would want to help change their thoughts on it, right? So I think my mom would be for sure. She would have to be one. I'd have to have Eddie in there. I know he and I do it all the time together, but Man, you can make me laugh. Like the other night, we just laughed for like 20 minutes. We didn't even know what we were laughing about in the end. So he'd have to totally be there. And then I
Yes.
think I'm gonna have to get my mother-in-law in there too. I think that might be weird for her and Eddie, but it would be really great to learn from the wisdom of her and my mom together. I know they're holding back on me. I think I need to get them to release some of that for sure.
Right, right. God, incredible. I love that smoke circle. Can Patrick and I kind of like slide in?
Yes, come on over.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so second question
Okay.
is tell me another woman who's inspiring you right now in the cannabis game.
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
Right?
You know what? I'm trying to think of a few. I like a lot of it. So I'm gonna say it's, you know what? Like I love this part. All of the farmers in Texas, their wives, just watching them. So the one I'm thinking about right now, is gonna be Asta and his wife.
Luna.
Yes,
Yes.
because I
Oh.
see them, so you see these our farmer husbands and they're working hard and but Luna will come up and she's like showing me all and she's like showing me all these great things that she
Oh no, I'm frozen. Dang it. No.
much from them.
Okay, hang on. We just had a bad connection.
Okay.
So it was great. It was perfect timing because you froze when you were like Luna and you were talking about Luna. So if you don't mind going back and saying that again.
Sure. Okay, yeah. So Luna is one person that comes to mind, and it's only because she embodies what I have seen across Texas is all of these wives and that are so supportive, and we all have this one commonality: is we really embrace the flower, we embrace what our husbands are doing, and we want to definitely support them, but every single one of them is like this badass woman that I just love and I learn from every time I'm around them.
Right.
Even
Right.
dating with Ross at DJ Farms, I just love learning from each of them and we share our stories and our commonalities and it's just has brought us together. It's almost like it's created this tribe of women and I just am so inspired by each and every one of them.
Mm. Oh, I love that answer so much. You gave me goosebumps. Okay, so third question.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for your 13-year-old self?
My 13-year-old self. You know what? I'm going to tell you, this is what I've started telling my children because I've learned this as I've gotten older and I wish I would have known better at 13. Don't focus on disappointing others. Really, what you need to focus on is not disappointing yourself. I think in life, we have to be okay with everybody else being disappointed. And we sometimes create these perceptions we think people want us to be like. And then we stifle ourselves. We don't allow ourselves to get that fear or that mold that we think we have to live by. And I really think that I hope that I push that onto my kids. Just don't worry about disappointing me. Just worry about disappointing yourself. You need to be
Oh,
true to who you are.
God, Martha, when does the children's book come out?
Right?
Okay, please, because I need it. I needed to hear that. My God. But you are a wise woman, and I feel like I'm so blessed to know you personally. But as a Texan, I'm blessed that you're here in our state because you are advocating, you're educating, you're putting out an amazing product. You are growing it and processing it and getting it to market. I mean, you're doing everything. So I just, I want to just tell you that I just want you to hear that from me. You inspire me. You're
Thank you.
incredible.
And you know what? I need to hear that too. So thank you.
Good. So where can people find you?
Yeah, so one of the best ways to kind of see us each and every day is, of course, Instagram. But you'll find us all over Texas. We try to do events everywhere. But our main focus is here in Dallas. I'm actually going to start an educational series around Dallas where I'm going to be hosting some educational sessions. So the first one's coming up is actually February 23rd, and it's at a local bookstore who is welcoming us in and wants us to come and talk. And my focus is women. I'm actually having Mercedes come up in March, March 26th, and she'll be here talking about women and cannabis and sex, and how women need to open themselves up from perimenopause to self-love. And I'm excited to hear her speak on that. And then we'll even move into Eddie. I'm gonna put Eddie out there, and he's gonna have a session on conversations with a grower. And we're gonna have all these. That is my big goal for 2022, is putting myself out there to help on the education side, other than just the events.
Yes.
Which is what I focused on last year. But I need to get out there. Like I said, I'm kind of struggling with that imposter syndrome, but I know I have it. I know this stuff, and I'm passionate about it. I love it. I have a testimony to preach, and I'm ready to get out there and put myself out there for sure, and start passing the word the best that I can and advocating.
I just felt that energy. I felt that authentic, that energy that is like pushing you, despite whatever the voices in your head are telling you. I love that so much, Martha. I love that, and the business will come. This plant is for us all, and there's, it's abundant, and it serves us in many, many ways, and, the business will come, but the education piece is just, that's priceless.
It is.
And I'm so
it's
grateful.
I'm passionate about. I'm ready. I love it. I love teaching. I love educating, and now I get to do it in the cannabis space, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're so amazing. I mean, you were one heartbeat away from being the principal, okay, of an elementary school. You are a very, very, very important person. So my friend Martha is not an imposter, okay? I just needed to tell you that. All right, you're the real deal, girl. And thank you for having the energy to do what you do, because it's not easy. It's not easy.
As well, Liz. I've learned so much from you guys, and one thing I loved about you is bringing us all together. It allowed us to network and get to know other farmers across the state, and we developed some great relationships because of it. Because of the connections you guys helped us do, and the advocacy you're doing for the state. We love it. We see you at the marches. We love seeing you there.
It's amazing. It's like seeing family when I see you guys. No, but thank you for saying that. That was truly and is, Big Texas Hemp, our docuseries is it's a love letter to Texas hemp farmers.
It is.
And what's really cool, Martha, is that it's taken shape in so many ways that near term, like we were able to predict, I think. Like, if we do this right, this community is just going to blossom and wrap its arms around each other and support each other, despite human stuff. It's like we're all here for one reason, and so that's happened, and that just really warms our heart. But now it's you guys are going to be the teachers, not just in the Texas level, not just in the local level, but, on the global level, just the way that Big Texas Hemp is taking shape. And I'm just really, really thrilled to, show you guys what's happening there. So can't say a lot because there's a lot happening, but it's,
we're excited, and we were blessed to have you guys be part of our lives and be part of this journey with us, and you documented it for us. So we're excited to be part of it.
Thank you. I mean, it's ongoing, baby. We just got that first sliver, which was so beautiful. We were like, whoa, let's do this. And we did it. And there were enough people to believe in the project. And we were like, boom. And you guys were the same way. You were like, whoa, we did this. And we're like, we're doing this. This is happening.
This is happening, yeah. And I think it's that camaraderie that we got together that really kept us motivated. Cannabis is a challenge each and every day for one reason or another, and just having this great tight network in Texas, it's been amazing. It's keeping us motivated.
Good. Yes. Hell yes. It's all symbiotic. We're here for the plant, and we all play our parts, and I'm just excited, and I feel honored to really be in the role that we play. you know, as storytellers and platform, and trying to open up the doors to really what's going on in Texas and elsewhere in the cannabis community and culture and all that stuff. I mean, if you and Eddie are pioneers in it, and that's our job, is to make sure that you are known as pioneers in it, because we know your hearts, we know what you're doing, and we see the work, and we know also that the big guy's going to come in, as he does, as business. When the big guys come in, that's a good thing. We know we have a healthy economy. Right. Texas, we're not afraid of it, but also it's it's Oak Cliff Cultivators, right? It's the OGs.
That's right. That's what we heard from the beginning.
Amen, sister. Well, listen, I won't keep you from your day. I am so thrilled to have you on, and I want you on more. This is an ongoing thing, an ongoing conversation. It's definitely for women, but the men can listen in too. Whatever, I think they'll learn a thing or two. I love you, darling. And
you too. And I'm so grateful you're doing this podcast, Feminized. I know a little bit just because we've talked and stuff, but I feel we need to really push women in this space. We're here, but we're so silent sometimes. We need to get out there. We need to roar. We need to show who we are. And so I'm appreciative that you have this space for us. I'm looking forward to all the people that you have come on and following you, everyone in their journey, because we're here and we deserve to be loud just like anyone else.
That's right, because it's a female plant.
That's right. It really is. The ladies are amazing.
Yes, they are. Oh my God. Well, part of the journey of Feminized podcast is just getting all of these you women together. Okay. So we can just feed off of each other's energy,
That's right. Yeah. We need it. It's all about building each other up. That's how we're going to empower us, just empowering one another. Let's build each other up.
Amen, sister. All right, well, give my love to Eddie and the kiddos and everyone. I'll let you know when this episode's coming out. I'm lucky enough to have my little editing team on it, and we're gonna put together a piece like we did for Manji's.
Awesome.
And there's gonna be assets around it. And there's going to be show notes. So if you want to do a coupon code or something, there's might as well put it in the show notes,
Sounds good. I'll send one to you. Yeah.
Sounds good. And if you could send me, of the bio that you want me to use or that you want me to work with, because it'll be in different forms in different places.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, it's great to be with you. Thank you for inviting me. I feel really honored. Thank you.
Absolutely. You honor me, Martha. You honor me, and you have for a very long time.
Thank you so
truly.
much.
And one more thing, 2 pictures of you, 2 or 3, or whatever pictures you might want me to use and mine from, because sometimes Instagram's not the best.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, perfect. I'll do that. I'll send them over.
All right, sister.
Thank
Give
you.
everyone love. We'll talk soon.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.